It's working. Hello, new follower. What is up? I literally just started. Welcome. Chillin'. Chillin' like a villain. Da, da, da. What are you getting into tonight? Just random shiz? Sorry, I didn't um have anything specific prepared. Okay. Just chilling before bed. Dope. Can I peep the fit? Yep. It's. Oh, I hit my mic. This dope ass flannel and a blue tank top and some joggers. But I'm not gonna get up because my chair sinks if I move too much. And I don't like that. It makes me kind of bummed out. I'm trying to decide. I know, that's the worst. I don't want to buy a new chair, but the new chair I want to buy is like $500, which when you're looking to invest in like a chair you're going to be sitting in for hours and hours, it's not that bad. But when you like don't have money, that's a lot of money. But I'm that type of person that will decide to randomly do their makeup at like 10 o'clock at night or 12:28 at night if you're in mountain time. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do that while I ramble on stream. I may or may not. Do you have a dono link? I do, I think, actually. Let me check. I've never used it. So, if you donate and it works, first one ever. Oh, snap. Look at that. Okay. So, this is my, what do we get for dono? Um, my love and affection. Can I get out from under your feet? Yeah. I don't know what that means. Yeah, sorry. I got nothing for that. You're stepping on me. Oh, I'm sorry. Please. Pardon me. Um, I was talking about maybe doing my makeup. I actually went to the store today and got some new brushes. Pretty fancy, I know. I think it's cool that there's people who just will randomly want to listen to me ramble about anything, really. It's kind of cool that y'all are here. But I think I might actually try and do my makeup, because it's going to give me something to focus on as I talk. Also, if my audio is weird, please say something. I don't want to, like, have shitty audio. Know what I'm saying? Okay. So, I'll probably get into politics. It's like everybody's favorite topic. But I need to, like, I don't know, warm up first. It's my second stream back after not streaming for like 2 years. So, kind of like dusting things off, so to speak. I love Kick Chat though. You guys are always so engaging. Okay. I can grab this thing. I feel like I'm one of those YouTube unboxing videos. Damn. Since what else do we got? My thought too was like, because I'm Latina, I can never wear a flannel without looking like a chola, especially when I put on makeup. So I was like, why not just like, you know, go the whole 9 yards. I think I got most of what I need. So, a mirror would be good. I don't really follow, like, I guess I could say I follow some sports. Like, I appreciate football, or like American football, but I don't really follow like the Olympics, and I guess the Olympics has been going on recently, and apparently the like most of the players on the American team are like full on Donald Trump supporters. And one, I had no idea that that was the thing. And two, I find it hilarious that like all of the internet was finding that out at the same time. But like, yeah, I don't know. I did see this video of like Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, fucking celebrating with them in their what's it called? Like the dressing room? I don't know what you call it. So like yeah, our taxes are paying for that. That's totally chill. And then apparently it's like a lot of times, especially when teams win like big uh like finals or events related to their sport, they get like an invitation to the White House. I should look for the video, but apparently Donald Trump invited like the men's US team, but then at the same time like shit on the women's team, which is like it's kind of fucked up. Why would you do that? Excuse me. I need to figure out how to oh, dope. Okay. Sorry. Trying to figure this out as I go. Aha. Okay. Oh, I don't need any of this. I'm trying to decide. Should I start? Man, I don't know how Bailey Sarian does it. She's a pro. Alright, I'm gonna get started a little bit on some makeup. And then I'm gonna look for that video of Donald Trump being a dick to the women's hockey team. Because I'm curious. I probably, I haven't raged enough today. I could use some rage-inducing content, I guess. Also, thanks for listening, whoever is here. Appreciate you. Hope you like watching me do my makeup. It's really practical to do it at like after midnight for all of the people who you will be seeing. Like me, just you guys. Okay. We're just getting some tinted moisturizer on, and then I'll get started. I can't wear. It's funny, I know streaming is like very predominantly um, a form of entertainment that's like participated in by men, so I don't really know how much anyone watching is going to get out of watching me do my makeup, but I'm still going to share just some fun facts about this. But I can't wear like, what is it? There's foundation and concealer. I can't wear like regular foundation because when I put it on, whether it looks like it or not, I feel like it's caked on my face, and I feel like you can see it. And I think that I was traumatized from my youth of seeing every single girl around me fucking cake the shit on their face to hide their acne. And then of course my mom would be like, "Don't wear all that shit on your face. Or else you'll look like a hoe." And I would just be like, "Thanks, Mom." Man, these sponges are so fucking nice. If you do makeup, I recommend. Which if you do makeup, you probably already have one. So, speaking of Donald Trump, fun fact, when you apply makeup, you typically want to um, apply it all the way to like the edge of your face, is like up against your ear, down below your chin. And the idea is you're matching the tone of your face to the tone of your chest. Because you can tell when there's difference. That's why we have a president who looks like a Cheeto, orange in the face, but like white hands and like white around his eyes. Because you're supposed to, yeah, like go to the edge of your face. That way it looks seamless and natural. This is really valuable makeup advice I'm giving you, by the way. Okay. We got a little bit started. Now we're gonna look for that video. Let's see. God, I just want a YouTube video. Everything's like fucking TikTok or Instagram. Oh, okay, cool. We found a Brian Tyler Cohen clip. Oh, cool. Nice.
Donald Trump just got the ultimate snub from the gold medal winning women's hockey team, which has notified the White House that they will not be attending his State of the Union speech on Tuesday this week. The hockey team claimed that their decision to decline was, quote, due to the timing and previously scheduled academic and professional commitments, but most people believe that it had a little something to do with this phone call that Donald Trump had with the men's hockey team after their own gold medal win.
What would really be cool, and we'll do the White House the next day, we'll just have some fun. We have medals for you guys. And we have to, I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that. I do believe I probably would be impeached, okay? But anyway, if you could work that out, I would be honored to have you. I'll introduce you to the whole...
I got it, boss. I got it.
Okay, you got it, Cash.
I'm on it.
She's doing it. I'm happy.
I'm fucking on it.
Congratulations. That was an unbelievable game.
In that call, you can hear Trump say, in what
Dude, fuck that guy. Cash Patel is just such a fucking idiot.
seem like a begrudging fashion, that he'll also have to invite the women to the State of the Union speech, otherwise he'll be impeached, implying that his hand is being forced here due to political correctness, as opposed to simply wanting the women's team there because they also won a gold medal. And so it should come as no surprise that the women are declining the invitation, opting to retain their dignity as opposed to selling it for a trip to hear Donald Trump lie at yet another speech. And look, I'm not going to shit talk the men's hockey team. They are entitled to their political opinions and their political affiliations, and that's their prerogative. And in fact, they didn't really say much other than just listening to Trump himself spew what he was spewing. But Trump is not a hockey player. I know that he likes to pretend that the standard for a president now is the locker room talk that he so famously hid behind after the Access Hollywood tape, but he should be held to a higher standard. And it's not unreasonable to demand a president not take swipes at gold-winning American Olympic athletes simply because they are female. Like, fuck you, dude. These women worked their asses off to not only represent this country with grace and class, but defeated every other team in the world. And this fat old man can't put his oozing misogyny aside for 5 fucking minutes? So good on the women for standing up for themselves, even when the president of the United States couldn't manage as much himself. Not only were they able to perform on the ice, but they were able to do what so many Americans in positions of power and prestige haven't been able to do, which is to stand up to Trump. We have watched as law firms, universities, tech CEOs, media companies, news outlets have all bent the knee to Trump, thinking that it'll make their lives just a little bit easier to do so. It was so important for these people to capitulate to Trump to help their bottom lines, regardless of the fact that doing so only whetted his appetite to go after more law firms, more universities, more tech CEOs and media companies and news outlets. Every single person and company that bent the knee only served to embolden Trump even more. They made all of us less safe through their own greed and selfishness. And that'll be their legacy. But amid all of the cowardice that we're seeing these days, it is the people who defied that feeling and stood up who will be remembered for meeting this moment. It's Jimmy Kimmel who fought back. It's Perkins Coie who fought back. And now it's the women's gold medal winning hockey team that decided that their own dignity was worth more than a
Okay, totally random aside. Anyone who watches this, the law firm he just named, Perkins Coie, everybody says it wrong. They say Perkins Coie. It's Perkins Coie, like gooey. Nobody cares. You'll probably never hear of them again. But that's how you say it. Get it right.
fleeting moment of proximity to power. For posterity, this won't be the first rebuke from a championship sports team. After winning the 2017 NBA championship, the Warriors were invited to the White House. Several players, including Steph Curry, outright said that they didn't want to go because they disagreed with Donald Trump's policies.
Front row center, Tim.
Hey, Steph. Tim Bonderson, The Washington Post. You talked before about the White House visit and how this whole thing's become pretty important to you. I know you said to Rachel before that you want it to be a statement, that you guys are making a statement by not going. That's kind of your opinion on it. What kind of statement do you want to make by doing that? And you're not exactly Draymond in terms of kind of taking forceful positions on things all the time. Why have you decided that this is something you really want to make a big statement about?
Is I don't think I don't want to go. That's really. I mean, that's kind of my that's the nucleus of my belief, and I think it is different. It's not just me going to the White House. If it was, this would be a pretty short conversation. But it's like I said, it's the organization, it's the team, and it's hard to say because I don't know exactly what we're going to do in lieu of, or if we do go, if we don't go, or whatever. But my beliefs stay the same. So I have a better answer for that once I can kind of understand where the group is too. We don't stand for basically what our president has, the things that he said and the things that he hasn't said in the right times, that we won't stand for it. And by acting and not going, hopefully that will inspire some change when it comes to what we tolerate in this country and what is accepted and what we turn a blind eye to. I mean, it's not just the act of not going. There are things that you have to do on the back end to actually push that message into motion. You can talk about all the different personalities that have said things and done things, from Kaepernick to what happened to Martellus Bennett, to all sorts of examples of what is going on in our country that we need to kind of change. And we all are trying to do what we can. We're using our platforms, using our opportunities to shed light on that. So that's kind of where I stand on it. But yeah, I don't think us not going to the White House is going to miraculously make everything better. But there are things that this is my opportunity to voice that.
In response, Trump, in his everlasting pettiness, actually proactively rescinded the invitation altogether, leading to the team to forego the visit entirely. In 2025, Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts skipped the White House visit, saying that he, quote, wasn't available.
Are you planning on visiting the White House next week?
Not it.
Okay, basically that's a non-answer from the Super Bowl MVP.
In 2017, the Patriots were invited to the White House and Tom Brady skipped it, citing personal reasons, while several other players openly declined the invitation, citing objections to Trump's policies.
A number of notable absences, though, including Tom Brady, the team's star quarterback. Donald Trump, a big fan of Tom Brady, said he had family matters to attend to. There were a number of other Patriots who decided not to go to the White House, many of them saying that their decision was political. critical that they did not feel welcome at this White House.
After winning the 2017 NCAA championship, the North Carolina Tar Heels declined an invitation to the White House, with head coach Roy Williams having previously said, quote, "You know, our president tweets out more bullshit than anybody I've ever seen." And of course, Trump infamously declined to invite every single WNBA champion to the White House during his first term, because as he tells us so much when he's bashing trans people, he cares so much about women's sports. So again, I get that a visit to the Capitol is exciting, but that lasts a day. Retaining your dignity lasts forever. So the women's hockey team gets not only that, but their gold medals. And I'd take that over listening to Trump ramble on for a 2-hour lie session any day of the week.
Oh yeah, BTC. You tell him. Okay. What's next? God, there's a lot going on. Ah! I'm gonna bump into my mic a lot. I almost just blew at it because I saw a bunch of dust and I'm like, that would have been so mean. Okay, let's do blush next. Which I'm gonna use my new brush. It's like, should I use the viewfinder or a mirror? I don't know. It's like 6 one way, half a dozen the other. I can't tell in the mirror how it looks. Okay. I need like a pinker blush. This one's like too peachy. I'm gonna go to bed in like 2 hours, so why do I care? I care for stream, okay? If you're lurking here, I care for you. Alright? Alright. What else came up today that was on my noggin? I just had something and I totally forgot what it was. Oh, if anybody is into like the online political discourse when it comes to like streaming and streamers, there was a really I guess big conversation that happened between the Twitch streamer Hasan Parker and the liberal YouTuber Adam Mockler, and I tried to watch some of it, but it was so frustrating because I couldn't get through like the 5 minutes without Adam Mockler being spoken over, and then just like Hasan Parker like gish galloping the whole time and like saying a whole bunch of nothing, and then when Adam would try to bring it back, he would like again take it off in a random direction. And the entire time he was making the point, there was like this controversy. God, I feel like I'm being too loud. Okay, maybe I should sit back. There was this whole controversy where Hassan was posed a hypothetical about if he would vote, who he would vote for in a hypothetical matchup between J.D. Vance and Gavin Newsom for the 2028 presidential election. So a couple important things. One, it was a hypothetical. Two, the hypothetical explicitly dealt with the 2028 presidential election. And three, I don't know, but I'm sure there's a third thing that would be relevant here. And he said, so this is a leftist, a political pundit influencer online. Between a Republican and a Democratic candidate, he said he would vote third party. Which is just the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. And I can try and look for the clip. I've seen it a billion times, so it's probably just gonna trigger the fuck out of me. But you know what? Let's look for it real quick, actually. What's the next step in my makeup? Probably my eyebrows. Let's do my eyebrows real quick first. And hopefully that doesn't take that long. But this is where discourse really broke down in a just ridiculously stupid way. Was one, his answer is like honest, and he's telling you everything you need to know about how he views American politics and where his political project is working towards. And it was used as a way to obfuscate the real necessity of pragmatic voting if you care about America and like our liberal democracy, which I for one care very much about. Hello, new followers. Welcome. I love you. I think liberals can and should demand better candidates from the Democratic Party, but in the meantime, we play the hand we're dealt and do everything we can to be conservatives. I mostly agree with you. But what I will say is that while demanding better candidates, it is also up to us to support and push forward the candidates that we want to see win. Like, it's pretty ridiculous to go through an entire primary and act like, oh no, this is just the candidate we were dealt with. It's a little bit different when you're looking at the last presidential election where Biden dropped out and then Kamala Harris stepped in as the nominee. That's a little bit more understandable. But when you have political factions within the Democratic side of the political aisle not putting forward the candidates that they're willing to vote for, it's like, put up or shut up. right? Get behind a candidate now, or why the fuck are you bitching? That's at least my perspective. Let's see. Hello, how are you? I'm good, how are you? I'm Evan, nursing student. Like this kind of stream and people, great work. Thank you. Right, completely agree. We have no chance of finding those quote unquote better candidates if we aren't active before the primaries. Yeah, exactly. My problem is the people who pull the whole, well, they didn't earn my vote. It's like, well, how about you find someone who's worthy of earning your vote? This was one of the things, sorry, I'm like halfway done with my eyebrows, so I'm sure I look crazy. This was one of the things that I thought was super cool, and it didn't even occur to me until I watched it. I was watching a clip from the YouTube channel called The Bulwark, which is started by a bunch of Never Trump conservatives, and they were interviewing, I'm from Colorado, they were interviewing one of the representatives from my state, Jason Crow. I love Jason Crow. He is amazing. He was also one of the people that did the video that the Trump administration call like the seditious six, because they told the military like you have an obligation to not follow illegal orders. And in talking to Jason Crow, the interviewer, Tim Miller, was like, you know, how do we find more people who are like you? Gosh, I hope my sound is okay. Please tell me if it's not. How do we find more people who are like you? Because he's just a really great. Okay, am I yelling? Is that what's wrong? Okay, please be okay. Please be better. I don't. Okay, testing. We're just gonna say it's good. I'm sorry. They're talking about like how do we find more candidates who are like you to run for office? People who are invested in their community, people who have a background in serving their country because he's a veteran. He used to be an Army Ranger. People who hold democratic principles at their core, but they also are more like pragmatic when it comes to pushing forth policy and legislation that meets the needs of the American people. Like Colorado predominantly has voted blue for the last few election cycles, but at times we're considered like a swing state because you know the major cities like Denver, they're gonna vote blue, but we have a lot of like rural areas. Like I think you'd be hard pressed to find a city on the western slope that's gonna be voting anything but Republican. I mean, who knows after this administration and all of their fuck ups, but just he made the point that they were doing the like equivalent of the DNC, but for Colorado, was making a huge push to entice candidates to run for office. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what we should be doing. We should be encouraging, sorry, I'm trying to fix my gain. We should be encouraging people who reflect the values that we want to see represented to run for office instead of bitching about the candidates that were like, you know, handed to us. And if we're not getting people to run, then that's kind of an issue in and of itself. And so I feel like that's a step that I think gets missed or people tend to ignore, is like, we have a lot of power in who we choose as our elected officials, but we also need to encourage the people who would be good in those positions to run for office. Like, I think it's wild that someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who legit believed in QAnon and said that bullshit about like the Jewish space lasers, she just decided to run for office and got elected. She was a nobody. She had no political experience or any experience in civil service, and she won. And it's like, what does that tell you, right? And so that whole, oh, so and so needs to earn my vote, when it comes to narrowing down who is going to represent your party, just, it's definitely like falls on deaf ears for me. It's like enraging more than anything. So let me fix my other eyebrow so I don't look like a freaking weirdo. But also Chrono Oblivion, I hope it doesn't sound like I was like lecturing you. I just kind of got really passionate about what I was talking about, because I do agree with what you're saying. Evan, that's a long name. I'm just gonna say Evan. Doing a project for my school, and uni asked us to choose a platform. I chose Kick to finish it, trying to find someone to support, and maybe I will finish, or maybe I will pass my class. And I'm also part of an LGBT crew in Greece. Oh, you're in Greece? That's super cool. Well, good luck on your class. Oh, this is always awkward to do the other eye. Okay. Now I have to remember, because I went on that tangent, what I was going to look up to show you guys. Oh, yeah, it was that stupid ass clip that raises my blood pressure. And then maybe I can find a little bit of the debate he had with Adam Mockler. Or shit, maybe I'll just show off that interview that my state rep had, because like that was just a really good example of what I think we should expect of our elected representatives. And he just launched his election, or his bid for re-election. So I'm super pumped. I really hope he wins. Okay. Do I look mostly anything? Remember, they're sisters, not twins. It's important to keep that in mind. Okay, I don't feel lectured. It's nice hearing opinions that match my own. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't, it wasn't meant to be a lecture, for sure. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can find um the Jason Crow clip, because yeah, I like that guy a lot. Oh, okay. I found it. Just kidding. I didn't find it. Okay, I found it. Ooh, it's long. I'm gonna have to skip around. Okay. Let's see here.
Believe he cannot comprehend selfless service. Then the notion of serving something bigger than yourself, he literally cannot comprehend that, right? Everything has to be, what can you get out of it, right? So this entire notion that people would stand up and give their life and serve the country, that's why he calls veterans suckers and losers, right? Because it just doesn't make any sense to him.
All right, we are back with a Democratic congressman representing the district.
Oh, this is another hill I will die on. You notice how he said Democratic Congress member? I don't know why they keep getting away with it, but you'll hear almost every Republican, politician, news pundit, fucking slop tuber adjacent person call him Democrat, not Democratic congressman, Democrat congressman. It's improper, and they do it as a way to equate them to a bureaucrat. It was actually an intentional campaign started like decades ago, and it's been so successful that I even hear liberals and leftists using it now. So I'm going to call it out when I hear it, and I think if you care, you should too. They are Democratic congressmen, not Democrat congressmen. So stupid that that's something that they've gotten away with.
I grew up in Colorado's 6th, which used to, when I was a kid, be represented by Tom Tancredo, the anti-immigrant far-right firebrand that presaged our current era. So, you know, a lot of changes in Colorado's 6th. Now it's a guy named Jason Crow. How you doing, Congressman?
I'm good, Tim. It has come a long way since the Tancredo days. There's no doubt about it.
A lot of changes in Colorado. All of them good. Y'all are, you know.
I think some conservatives accidentally stupid their way into that kind of rhetoric, but it's definitely a calculated maneuver by most of them. It is. I read a book by a conservative, like, what are they called? Oh my gosh. They're like consultants, I guess. He's very well known. But Frank Lutz, he specifically mentioned that it was meant to equate Democrat to bureaucrat anytime somebody said the word, and that just had a very bad connotation. So it was, I saved a clip of like a news segment from like the fucking early 2000s or like 90s or something, where they were calling it out, and it's like it's just been let go for so long. I'm sorry, tangent.
You know, kind of a shining light out there for democratic governance. There's some dark spots, but for folks who don't know you, maybe just give us just a really quick penny tour through your backstory.
Sure. Well, you know, I'm in my 4th term. Just started my 4th term as the representative for the 6th District of Colorado. This is the first time I've ever held office. I hadn't run for or been in politics before that. I was practicing law in Colorado. Before that was in the military, was an infantry officer and paratrooper and Army Ranger, did 3 combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. My military career actually started when I got out of high school. I did well in school and didn't have money to pay for college. I was working in construction to help finance my way through school and joined the Wisconsin National Guard, actually. I was born and raised in Wisconsin and joined the Guard to help pay for college. You know, I was driving down the road, saw one of those billboards that said, 100% tuition, 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year. And this was before 9/11. So it was what we used to refer to as the weekend warrior days. And I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good deal. All my tuition paid for with 1 weekend a month. And obviously after 9/11, that changed pretty drastically. So my military career started as a private in the National Guard, and then I ultimately became an officer and went active duty into special operations. So here I am. Came to Colorado after I left the military, so it's been about 20 years now. And
classic Colorado story. People leaving the Midwest for Denver. No shortage of
it's true
out there. It's my parents too. There's so much happening with the Trump administration. Obviously, I want to get to the tariffs. Obviously, I want to get to some of the Democratic, kind of consternation on where the party goes. Obviously, I want to get to the Nuggets firing their coach. But I do want to, since you were in the military, talk to you a little bit about the Trump foreign policy, because I think that's getting overshadowed by our.
We'll check the most.
If anybody knows
part,
Vladimir Putin,
but the whole point of this was to point out the strategy about looking for good candidates and not sitting around and just picking out of the choices that were handed to you. So I just kind of want to check this part. This was from 10 months ago, so it's a little dated, but still.
Which we actually do pretty well. I mean, one of the benefits.
What did I say? Not a bad story, like his background. Yeah. I love Jason Crow. He's like one of my favorite people.
Benefits of Putin is that we actually know him.
Yeah.
Like he's been on the scene. He's been around. He's been on the scene for 3 decades. We've observed him for a very long time. We understand how he operates. He respects only strength. He never keeps promises and deals. He only does what he's forced to do, and he's not somebody you can trust. And he also believes that his life's work is to rebuild the Russian Empire. And he has actually shown us, you may have seen these videos, he holds up a map of what he thinks the Russian Empire should be and what he wants to rebuild, and it includes a lot of European countries, right? So there's no secret as to what Putin is doing here, and of course Trump is unwilling to call it out.
What about your fellow vets? Is the tune changing at all? I mean, folks you're talking to, and obviously the cuts, VA, having a weekend TV talk show host leading the military, and like what's the vibe like from fellow vets?
Yeah, well, certainly there's been a dramatic shift. I've seen this, right? In like rural districts and red districts, these huge town halls, people that are standing up and saying, wow, this is not what I bargained for, whether it's the increase in prices because of the tariffs, whether it's drastic cuts to healthcare, whether it's huge cuts to the VA system. By the way, at the same time as he's talking about cutting the VA system, he also wants to hold some big military parade in D.C., right? Because he likes to spend money on pomp and circumstance and big parades, but he doesn't want to actually spend money to help disabled veterans. And he went golfing during a dignified transfer of remains ceremony the other week too. So,
I think
the through line here
syndrome is kind of like a casual.
What did you say? He's right. He is also easy to avoid and ignore. Are you talking about Putin? I'm not sure. Dems have to have the perfect soul. Republican, just be less than full racist and love Twitter. Different standards. Yeah, definitely unequal standards. And that's something that I've noticed get pointed out more and more. It's like when you talk about the confines or the expectations of the political parties, for Democrats, it's always what they should do. And for Republicans, it's what they can do. Well, the Democrats should do this and they should do that. Well, what about the Republicans when they do this? Well, I mean, it's legal. They can legally do that. So, yeah, okay.
Term for what happens when you need a big lot of pomp and circumstance for your birthday, but
I think that explains a lot. I'm no psychologist, but I play one on TV sometimes. So
yeah, left candidate, you have to be pure but right. Just don't be super racist and leave your little white hat at home. I mean, at this point, you can basically be full-on racist. Our president just posted a video of our former president as an ape. I don't know how it didn't even apologize for it. It's wild to me. Oh, here we go. Dems and the working class.
Okay, just on the working class thing with Dems, this is something you've been pushing.
think
There's a
I'm
good New York
hiding
Times
chat.
piece we'll put in the show notes for people who want to read about your work, your recruiting candidates. I've got two
Recruiting
thoughts
candidates.
on this. Number one, the one maybe area of disagreement I had with you was you said that the Democrats have an issue with being out of touch with vast swaths of the country, but it's less to do with policy and more to do with visceral matters. Is that really right? Or did the Democrats get misaligned from folks in red parts of the country on certain things, be it crime or immigration, et cetera?
Yeah, it's not totally binary like that. I think it's largely a cultural issue, an understanding issue, because our policies really are working class policies. The exceptions would be, at the state and local level, in a lot of places where Democrats govern, a lot of communities have become unaffordable. Right? How can we be the party of the working class when you look at the cities where we govern that have crime issues, that it's too expensive to build homes and condos, and working folks are actually being priced out of those cities. Right? I mean, it's happening over and over again. And in fact, one of the few cities in the country where it hasn't really happened has been Denver. And Denver still is not as affordable as it needs to be. The prices are skyrocketing. But you look at almost every other city in the country, and working class people are leaving the cities and they're going to more affordable places. So how can you say, if we're governing those areas, that we're the party of the working class, right? So we have to make housing more affordable. We have to be able to build things quicker and cheaper. And we need policies that allow us to keep our communities safe. So those are the policy issues that I think need to change. But I will say at the federal level, I'm a Democrat because I'm not looking for a handout. I'm not looking for somebody to solve all my problems for me or to tell me how to live my life. I'm looking for a level playing field and a fair shake, right? I want to be able to work hard, honest days work, honest days pay, and make sure that the game isn't rigged. And that's why I became a Democrat, why I'm a Democrat, and that's what we're about.
What about the recruiting side? This is going to be your job, partially for the DCCC. I'm one, are you going to go out and recruit people in some of these R plus 12, 13 districts, expand the map? And can you find people with Jason Crow's background who did construction instead of nerds like me who did Model UN and then went to Washington, D.C.? Because there are a lot of Model UN candidates in the Democratic Party and not a lot of people who know how to use a hammer.
Model UN's all right, Tim.
Nothing wrong with it, but you could use a little of both.
This is exactly what I was talking about, right? So whenever you hear people bitch about, oh, like the candidates need to earn my vote. Okay, how about fucking find a good candidate and support them? Do that. It's the bare minimum.
In the conference.
It could. But you went to high school in my district, so I'm not gonna
It's great.
bang up on
I went to great. I'm great. Nothing wrong. I love Model UN kids. Love. I was not the valedictorian. Love people in the front of the classroom raising their hands.
Yeah.
Could also use some people that excelled in shop class. I think in the Democratic conference.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Can you recruit people like that? Is the question.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Well, first off, what we're not doing is we don't. I want to dispel any myth that we're parachuting into communities and selecting the candidate and clearing the field. That's actually not at all what happens, right? What I'm doing is I'm trying to demystify the process, and I'm trying to encourage people to throw their hat in the ring. And there'll be primaries. There'll be everyone needs to run their race, run their primary, and earn it, right? Every candidate has to earn it, just like I did. I went through a primary too, but what I have found is that the people that we most need to step up, right? The small business owners, the combat veterans, the nurses, the people running local nonprofits, the school board presidents, people that actually have lived experience and are living their lives, aren't clamoring to run for Congress, right? They're not like, oh, I want to just, quit my business and spend half my time away from my family to go to Washington to jump into this fray, because they have lives. They're doing things, right? So they actually need encouragement. They need people to be like, hey, it's time to step up and serve your country. We need you. This is about service, right? Because they're doing it not to their benefit. They don't need the job. They don't need the money. They're doing it simply out of service. So those are the candidates, and that's how I view my role is, going out, visiting with them, sitting in their living room, calling them, talking to their spouse, and being like, all right, this is what it looks like. This is the sacrifice. This is what the lifestyle looks like. This is how you run a race. And oh, by the way, now is the time for all good men and women to step up and come to the aid of their country. And your nation needs you.
The Venezuelans. We disappeared some people like this.
Oh god, that was a really harsh cut. But yeah, oh my god, and I love the way he put that. Like, it is civil service, right? So you are serving your country, and I don't think that that is appreciated as much as it should be. And we're in an era of politics where it used to be that if you were to run for public office, you had to be prepared to have your entire life looked at under a microscope and be raked over the coals for anything, which will still happen. But we also live in an era where a man who was found liable for essentially raping a woman and is a felon on 34 counts of like business fraud, who drove 6 companies to bankruptcy and trying to insurrect our government, is still the fucking president of the United States. So it's like there's no excuses anymore, right? It's a matter of finding people and giving them the right encouragement, and then actually throwing your support behind them. But people who are the ones we want to see that reflect the values of the Democratic Party, and like liberal values. Because much like the title of my stream, I am a liberal politics enjoyer. But I think that was pretty much the end. Yeah, that's all I wanted to look at for this. What was the other clip I wanted to watch? Oh yeah, it was the third party. Fucking stupid shit. Let's see. Ugh, it's gonna make me log into Twitter. Freaking I don't know my login. I should have bookmarked this. Well, I'll find it eventually. Oh, while I'm looking for that, I can do my next step of makeup. What was I doing? I did my eyebrows. Do my eyes next. Pro tip, any makeup doers, if you put a little foundation on your eyelids, it will help powder eyeshadow stick. And also make it look more pigmented. So yeah, you're welcome. Luna says hi and farts a lot. Oh my gosh! Hi Luna! Hi BTs! I sent you a message. I don't think you got it. I sent it on Valentine's Day. It said Happy Valentine's Day. Hola. New phone, who dis? Okay. Other makeup pro tip. I'm sharing all of this information. This is just vital information. Okay, guys? So, your skin loses elasticity the older you get and the more you fuck with it. And when you're applying makeup to your face and you're using your fingers, you always use your ring finger or your pinky finger because they are the weakest fingers on your hand, and it will make sure that you're being the most gentle to your face. So keep that in mind. And I don't really know what I want to do. But, I sent it on Signal. I don't know if you checked that. I'm trying to find a video. While simultaneously doing my makeup. We got this, guys. We can do it. Shh. This is not what I thought it was gonna look like. But that's okay. Yo, what's up? No signal recovery? Literally new phone? Is this your Twitch channel? No, it's somebody else's. I'm borrowing it. Okay, so do you want me to send it again, or do you want me to text you? Try anything, receive baby pics. Fuck yeah. Okay. Oh, wow, that turned out a little bit prettier than I thought it would. Okay. We deal in serotonin. I need some of that shit. Hardcore. Okay. Don't worry. The show will go on once I'm done with my eyeshadow. Mm. Are tetrasyllabic words allowed in this chat? Absolutely. I thought about making it mandatory, but you know, want to ease into it. This looks very different on the screen than it does in person. Are there any get ready with me politics YouTubers? Could I be cornering the market on this? Oh my god, you guys, I'm gonna look so pretty for when I go to bed. If I try to message you, it says it'll invite you to Signal. Okay. I'll check that as soon as I'm finished with this eyeball. Your incubus appreciates your effort. Al Pacino is my sleep demon. I guess, yeah, it's appreciated. I like that. What's going on with Al Pacino, though? No, my light died. It's okay. We got this. Maybe. Oh. Ah. Just put this down. Oh. Nailed it. Okay. Johnny Depp thinks he's a psychopath, to which Al Pacino says, "You're pretty strange yourself." Okay, let's see here. Where did my brush go? Found it. Whoa, there's so much sparkles. It's okay, I'm a girl. I can be covered in sparkles. It's not suspect. I don't know about you guys, but I dig it. I think it looks fucking bomb. Bomb.com. Okay. I have to do my eyeliner, or else it doesn't look finished, so your patience is appreciated. Tarantula bangs are in. Dope. You know, this must be riveting content. Alright, you know what? We're gonna call it good. This is what my bangs would look like. Kind of. Normally. No, fuck it, whatever. They look good, right? Okay, I hope you're going for I'm 29 and have a PhD. Please pay my bills for me. That's true. That's what I'm going for. So. Alright. Actually, I was going for Chola. At least that's what I said at the beginning of the stream. I'm wearing the flannel, so I kind of have to. Where did I put the lid? Oh no! A Chola teaching at West High. Button only in the neck. Oh yeah. Okay, let me finish. Chill, chill. Like humanities or journalism? Dude, journalism would be dope. Let me see. Where's the top one? The top one's too tight. It looks stupid. How'd I do? Does it look good? Does it look dope? West side? Okay. I'm leaving this now. That was a lot of work. Okay. Back to it. I was looking for a tweet. I am never gonna find it. I bet I bookmarked it. No! Okay. Ugh, stupid. Okay. What was I going on about anyway? I'm gonna find it. Excuse me. My internet is really slow now. Oh, So cute. All right, fine. We're gonna go to YouTube and I'm gonna watch somebody else react to this stupid thing. Ah! Oh, hello. Hello. Okay, I found it. All right. We're gonna watch a YouTuber named Hutch react to the clip that broke my brain and made me extremely angry, for lack of a better term, about fucking leftists who can't pull their head out of their ass when it comes to electoral politics. And I will explain further in a second. Hello, good evening. You can call me Hawktua. Do you have Instagram? I do have Instagram. It is the same as my Twitch. So, super easy to find me. Okay, just preparing for my blood pressure to rise. Okay, so to set up this clip, we have my boy Hutch, the lead lib of all liberals, reacting to a clip from this woman called Jennifer Welch. She's got a podcast called I've Had It, something like that. And she's interviewing Hasan Parker and his BFF. And the hypothetical that she poses that I mentioned earlier in the stream is very simple, very straightforward. Yet for somebody who claims to hate Donald Trump and hate the Republican Party and everything they stand for, he fails the test that was like open book. Okay, so let's. Oh, and Hasan Parker is one of the largest political streamers on Twitch on the left. But he is also an illiberal Marxist-Leninist. So I don't even know why we talk to him. He shouldn't even sit at our table. All right. Fuck. Hang on.
JD Vance or Gavin Newsom?
Well, I'd have to vote for Gavin Newsom.
Me
of
too.
course, 100%.
I wouldn't blink.
There's no
What
doubt.
about you, Hasan?
I'd probably vote third party.
You would?
I just, Cam, dude. Cam, I would love to hear a follow-up question
You say you won't vote for Gavin Newsom. That's fucking insane versus JD Vance. What about other candidates? We know he would not support Shapiro. We know he would not support Kamala. I don't know. Would he support Ossoff? Would he support Kelly? Would he support Pete? No. There's like a 0% chance that his preferred candidate will win. Therefore, I think we can reasonably assume that he is not going to endorse or apparently vote for the Democratic nominee after 4 years of Trump 2.0. This guy doesn't give a fuck about trans people. This guy doesn't give a fuck about genocide. It's all bullshit.
I would crawl through 10 feet of concrete to vote for Gavin Newsom, even though I think he's duplicitous, a hypocrite, a thirst trap, hungry for power, all of the things that you say. There are so many young, queer,
Yes!
black, brown, marginal.
Yes! Thank you, Jennifer Welsh. Please make him defend this absurd proposition.
I don't even entertain that stuff, especially.
Huh.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's say.
Okay, that intro, that intro pretty much covered it, but I want to play it out in its full context a little bit because the way she sets it up, I think, is important with the hypothetical because people keep taking it and conflating it with a different scenario and trying to obfuscate what's being asked. So I'll explain what I mean in a second.
Say that Gavin Newsom becomes the nominee, that we make it through midterms.
Devastating.
Do you vote for him over JD Vance?
We make it through midterms. Gavin Newsom is the nominee.
Oh my God, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to kick myself in the nuts.
I don't know.
God damn.
Bro. Are you fucking kidding me right now? What? You don't know? Excuse me? You don't know? Bro, and people have the nerve to clutch their pearls when I say that this guy is opposition. Fuck you, bro. We are not on the same team. We are not on the same team, okay? It's just crazy to me because didn't he get done just a little bit ago, you know, talking about how like the Democratic Party would rather like maintain the status quo, you know, than like win elections and do progressive policy? Oh, would you vote for Gavin Newsom? I don't know. Versus Vance? I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say at this point. You're right about Hasan, but not Kyle Kulinski. Look, if Kyle Kulinski uses his platform to encourage that people support all the Democrats that are on the general ballot come November, I would be so happy to be wrong about him. Believe me, I would love nothing more than to tell you after the midterms I was wrong about Kyle. And if Kyle Kulinski commits to supporting the Democrat that's on the ticket in 2028, and if he indeed does endorse like a potential hypothetical Gavin Newsom if he was the nominee, I would love to be able to tell you the next day, I was wrong about Kyle. I was wrong. But so far, like, you got to earn that trust, motherfucker. You got to earn that trust. Okay? I'm sorry. I will believe it when I see the action. For his entire career, has he ever endorsed the Democratic nominee for president? Has he done it a single time? Unless you're Rashida Tlaib? No. If Rashida Tlaib, and I don't think she's going to be primary, just to be clear, you know, assuming she's on the general ballot in November, I endorse. Yes, you should vote for Rashida Tlaib. She's on the general in Michigan. Yes, 100%.
Damn it, I'd probably be at the fucking DNC. I know.
Oh, 100% I would be too.
Yeah. But
I would.
This is what I hope. I hope if for some reason, but I actually don't. I think he's really shot himself in the foot recently.
Mm-hmm.
What I hope if Gavin Newsom were to ever become some sort of
fuck Hasan, fuck this guy, man.
Yeah, fuck Hasan. Fuck that guy.
Literal millions dead because a Republican won. Fuck him. We can restart USAID, and they will. I feel pretty confident about that. We can restart USAID and avoid projected millions dead in the coming years.
Hasan and his entire fan base don't even want to restart USAID. They think it's a CIA op.
Elect a Democrat to be.
Not even joking. You can go watch him talk about it in any of his live streams. and his chat will be filled with that.
President, and we give Democrats control of the Congress. They will resume USAID. We can stop millions of people from dying. And he's like, nah, I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. Between him and Vance, I don't know. It's tough. Only marginal differences. Fuck this guy. Fuck him. Fuck him. He is a Republican op. He is here to help Republicans win power.
Nominee, which I'm not rooting for, by the way.
Even though he's easy on the eyeballs.
He's very attractive. But I think that...
That's crazy. Are there any Hasan stands that are in my chat right now that want to defend this? You don't know if you'd vote for Gavin Newsom? Literally the most progressive governor ever, signed the most like woke bills into law in the country's entire... Like California routinely leads the way on progressive policies. We've signed a number of landmark... he's signed a number of landmark bills into law in California protecting LGBTQ plus people, expanding rights, protecting rights. All the trans people in this country that now have the incorrect pronoun on their passport and are forced to endure the humiliation of being outed in fucking airports all over the world. I wonder how they feel about, well, I don't know if I could support Gavin Newsom over JD Vance. They're too similar, frankly. Give me a fucking break, man.
Because he's such a career politician.
Well, he's such a thirst trap for the Oval.
I know, but like, why? Like, to me, I'm like, my hope is that like maybe he could be a blank canvas and he would just be like,
"This is you relapsing."
No, not relapsing. My hope. This is my hope. But this is if he becomes a nominee. But
guy who has controlled the Democratic stronghold of California with an iron fist and the veto pen is going to magically become.
I'm not saying I think it's going to happen.
Social Democrat.
I just said that would be my hope. But I'm also not. This is not my. At this point, I'm extraordinarily...
You're selling it to yourself already.
I'm extraordinarily
to vote for him.
Disappointed in
Who
Gavin
do you vote
Newsom.
for, JD Vance or Gavin Newsom?
Well, I'd have to vote for Gavin Newsom.
Me
of course,
too.
100%.
I wouldn't blink. What about you, Hasan?
I'd probably vote third party.
You would?
I just, fuck him, dude. Fuck him. Opposition. Political opposition. Not on the team, guys. He is not on the team. He is indifferent to Republicans having power and all of the people that are harmed by that happening. He is opposition, okay? In no uncertain terms. This is nuts. This is a fucking bananas thing to say a year into this administration. 2 dead people in fucking Minnesota. How many people did we send to fucking like a torture prison in Seacott? Didn't we send possibly like American citizens there on accident? The mass deportation program, ICE terrorizing civilians, millions dead USAID cuts, 11-week blockade of aid going into Gaza, which very nearly caused a mass starvation event. Got very close to being officially designated a famine. Dismantling the Department of Education, blowing up fucking fishermen in Venezuela, invading Venezuela, deposing a leader. I guess we're doing regime change again, just very blatantly and openly at this point. There's like fucking dozens of other just really awful, damaging things that he's done as president. And like, after this, you're like, nah, I don't know if I would vote third party. Fuck you, bro. This guy, man. I'm saying it, man. I will say, I think he is being paid by the Chinese Communist Party to boost. I don't know what he's doing.
He's an accelerationist because if the pillars of liberal society break down enough, it will enrage the populace enough for a violent revolution, which is what he wants as a Marxist-Leninist. He does not care about liberal democracy. So his answer isn't surprising, but the justification for it is absolutely bullshit.
State actor, they've got blackmail. That's where I'm at. There's just a number of things that Newsom has signed into law as governor. The insulin copay cap in California, I think, is $11. We just did that shit here. $11 insulin. That seems like kind of a big deal. A wage boost for incarcerated firefighters, raises pay for incarcerated individuals who serve as firefighters. Signed a historic package aimed at cutting pollution, stabilizing the gas market, lowering electric bills, framed as major climate and consumer protection effort. He signed 7 new data privacy laws, Expanded healthcare access. Hold on. He just signed 26 new bills into law. Here's what they do. Locks in several housing rules that were previously temporary, such as limiting the number of public hearings on a project, setting deadlines. That was the abundance bill, one of the abundance bills, I think. It includes changes to Medi-Cal, health insurance eligibility, premiums, and other programs. Some parts went into effect on July 1st, such as access and privacy, 2026 workers, and to law that made. He signed severing them to justice reform. Very long track record. I mean, I already went over the stuff that he did as governor, protecting trans people and LGBTQ plus people very broadly. I mean, again, like one of, if not the most progressive governor in the country's history on those particular issues. Like over a dozen bills. It's fucking insane.
My policy on this is the same as like my refusal to endorse Kamala Harris. The reason why I did not endorse Kamala Harris was because she did things that were not only unproductive but also unconscionable. And I still stand on that. I still talk about it all the time because people constantly bring it up. They're like, you didn't.
But you voted for her. So you voted for her even though she did unconscionable things? You said you voted for her.
Sufficiently like promote Kamala Harris. You're the reason why she lost. And I'm like, I am incapable. There is no singular force in this country that is capable of making or breaking an election. And if that was real,
not the point. That's a straw man, by the way.
Then it is
not the point. Voters have a responsibility in a democracy. Okay, people with influence have who claim to be like politically engaged. You have a responsibility.
The most idiotic thing not to listen to my demands, but everybody knows that that's not real, right? Mm-hmm. If I had this singular force to be able to make Kamala Harris the president, then Kamala Harris should be coming to me every day and being like, "Let me do a collab with you, please."
Totally.
Right? That's not the case, of course. And
it is so fucking narcissistic. It makes me cringe hearing him say that. Like, obviously, they should be coming to me.
They know it. That's why.
What a narcissistic fucking clown. Like, bro. Who are you? Who the fuck are you to feel like you're entitled to not only an audience with Kamala Harris, but you're entitled to be a fucking campaign advisor? What are your bona fides? What the fuck is your track record?
Okay. I could probably go on. I could probably watch this whole video and just rage even more. But the whole point is that this hypothetical was obviously very enraging to anybody who is liberal and supports the Democratic Party or wants to see the continuance of the, democratic values of our republic succeed. Because what he's ultimately saying is that in a matchup between a Republican and a Democrat, he's going to not support the Democrat. And he tries to add all this flowery language about how, well, it doesn't matter, well, I don't have influence, well, I simply can't, conscionably vote for Gavin Newsom. It doesn't fucking matter if it's Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is a stand-in. The point is, in 2028, there will be a Republican candidate and there will be a Democratic candidate for president. And only one of those candidates will be president. So, what you choose to do with your vote does matter and indicates what you think our country should move towards. And if we're already slipping into a fascist state that is at the whim of a Republican majority in the House, the Senate, and a supermajority in the Supreme Court, you're basically saying you don't give a fuck about our country. And this is the same exact dilemma that faced people in 2024 that got us Donald fucking Trump. We had two choices. Either Donald Trump was going to be president or Kamala Harris was going to be president. It didn't matter if you voted for Jill Stein. Jill Stein was never going to become president. It was either Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And people who act like this are the reason why Donald Trump became president, and all of the horrible shit that has happened has continued to just go unobstructed. And the thing that drives me crazy about this is that he'll continue to say that, well, you know, people always vote with the harm reduction principle in mind, which is correct. Yeah, that's correct. Harm reduction is a good way to vote. And he keeps saying that, but harm reduction is only marginal between the two parties when it comes to outcomes. No, it's not even remotely true. If you were to look at reproductive rights alone, you can see how this type of thinking damaged the reproductive rights protections that women had held in this country for 50 fucking years. When Roe v. Wade was passed, the evangelical right explicitly made it their mission to tear it down. They made a plan. They were in it for the fucking long game to put as many conservative judges in the courts as possible so that whenever a case came up that they could potentially challenge it, they would have the judges on their side to strike it down. Fucking, what the hell was that dude's name? God, I can't remember. I'm gonna get so mad that I can't remember it. But, God, I want to say it's Larry something. Whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. Anyway, they did it. They did the long con and bided their time, and over the years were able to get more and more conservative judges in places of power, to the point that Obama was denied a Supreme Court pick during his last term. Trump got to nominate 3 Supreme Court justices, leading to a fucking supermajority. And the amount of Catholic judges that serve on the Supreme Court is completely overstated in terms of the representation that exists of actual Catholics in America. It's insane. And that was explicitly the goal. And 50 years after Roe v. Wade was passed, it was able to be torn down because of thinking like this, where if you don't vote for harm reduction, if you don't put your best candidate forward that you want to support in our liberal democracy, all of your rights will constantly be chipped at and chipped away until they're taken from you. And it's not easy to get them back. Like, they're already destroying so many of our institutions. And this is what drove me fucking crazy. Like, I went like on a Twitter rampage and then had to delete the app for a few days because I was so pissed off. And everyone's like, well, why does everyone expect me to support Gavin Newsom fucking 3 years before the presidential election? Nobody fucking cares if it's Gavin Newsom. It could be any one of the Democratic darlings. You would not vote for them, and we all know that you wouldn't. And to pretend that it's some principled stance is just bullshit. It's to further your political project, which is illiberal and anti-democratic. And it drives me fucking crazy that anyone listens to this guy and thinks he has anything intelligent to say. Oh my God. Okay. I think I'm done ranting. My goal tonight was to stream for 2 hours, and I just hit the 2-hour mark. So I think I'm going to call it a night. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about, which was there was the Texas House representative that got caught sexting one of his staffers, and she self-immolated. So basically she set herself on fire to kill herself. And what's really concerning, like, that whole situation is concerning in and of itself. But this man is running for re-election, and his Republican challenger is a YouTuber called Brandon Herrera. And that dude is fucking psycho. when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, this dude was on Twitter calling for civil war. This is not somebody that deserves to be in Congress. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. I didn't get to it, but hopefully I'll stream either tomorrow or the next day. And if I do have the opportunity to, I'll bring that up. But thank you, anybody who watched or chatted. I appreciate you. I love you. I am going to end stream and walk around my house with my pretty makeup and then take it all off and go to bed. Been fun hanging out. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you're still here. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know how to like rate people or anything like that, so I'm just gonna end stream, but love you, appreciate you, hope to see you again soon. Okay. Bye.